believe I have broken this camera. I hope not. Me standing up to get it to engage, there's something not quite right with it. I dropped it. Oh, day before yesterday I did my last vlog and I expounded on piercings. May have offended some folks. If I did, I apologize, but the problem is the truth is the truth. So I'm going to jump right in on another thing. Okay, yesterday I was too exhausted to do a vlog. My day started off with my son Brandon and I having to take care of some business, and then we had to go over to Ada. He had to go have tests done, breathing tests. Just a second, let me get a sip. And while we were there, I needed to go to Walmart. I had a small piece of equipment I needed, and they had something similar, and I purchased it for use inside the house with my laptop. What it is, here's a larger one, here's a small one. You take a scan disc or whatever, you plug it in there, you pull that off, you shove it in the computer at the USB port, and what it does, it downloads the information from that into the computer. And that is how I do my vlog, because I don't use this to film or to record. I use this as a business phone. I use it to look up the weather sometimes, and I play video games on it. Well, it's discharging. How did that happen? Just a second, folks. It has my Bible on it, which is right there. It has several different little games that are simple. I play those. But this phone is basically my business phone that seems to be having a problem charging right now. But I don't do vlogs or TikTok or any of that on that phone. I don't do Facebook on it. When people send me a text that has a video in it, I can't see it. And to really see it, sometimes I will go to a computer and type in the link so that I can watch it. It's not like a normal phone, and it's not a cheap phone. That's what's so maddening about it. I paid a lot of money for that hunk of junk. I still haven't made it down to Ardmore to get me an iPhone. To say I am busy is a gross understatement. It is ludicrous. It's ridiculous how occupied my time is. But I digress. Let me get a sip and go back to the subject at hand. The other day, I went to Sooner Foods in Davis, where my oldest son Brandon works, and I went in and I bought some things, and he just cleaned up my fridge. It's plugged back in. I had to restock on stuff in here, and because I actually eat a meal a day usually in this office because I'm occupied doing things. But here's the deal. I was in Sooners, just a second, and this tall man, and it was a man with a woman's makeup on, a scarf on his head, woman's adornment, and Brandon had to wait on him. That was one episode out of many. Then yesterday, my son and I had to go to Ada for medical stuff, and we went into Walmart to buy said device, which is sitting on a shelf above my laptop in my bedroom, because I needed that advice if I'm ever going to do any video editing or anything like that on my laptop in the bedroom. So now I have complete electronics for what I want to do. While we were in Walmart, I was riding around on an electric cart. I don't walk well. And this guy walks up. It was a male, but had female makeup on, pink boots, ponytail, and was doing the female thing, and showed me where, and I thanked him, only he was trying to present himself as being a woman. In our public schools these days, they're teaching gender fluidity. What is that? That means you can be whatever you want to be. You can identify as a woman. You can identify as a man if you're a woman. I've seen some of that too. And the folks doing this, to be blunt about it, are just plain nasty. They're also engaged in sin that is going to guarantee them a place in the hereafter that they're not going to like. Many people think that God's just going to say, oh, that poor child, he or she had this happen to him, this was done to him, and a lot of people believe that God just forgives everything. I got news for the people that believe that. He doesn't. That is what is a hard thing for people to understand. They don't get it. I understand they don't get it. Oh, got bad things happening on my computer. Somebody just went ahead and tried to rate it again. That is not very smart, not with this computer. There is an awful lot going on out there in the world, and if a parent or a child or anyone participates in fomenting, what I mean by that is saying that something bad is good when it's not, and something good is bad when it's not. The Bible discusses all that. Men will call good bad, evil, and evil good in the last days. We're there, folks. You can believe that or not, but we are. And when, I've got no room to talk about being a rigid authoritarian because I've been a lax parent too, so is my wife. excuse me, you love your children, you give in. I understand that. I'm the world's worst. I'm absolutely that parent. I have a hard time saying no to my children and grandchildren. I understand that. But we're not doing them a favor if we say, okay, it's all right. You want to move in with your boyfriend? You want to move in with your girlfriend? Go do it. No, we're not helping them when we do that, because that is exactly the controversy. It's controversy. It's the opposite of what God tells us to do. It really and truly is. Shacking up is not all right. Having illicit lovers, notice plural, L-O-V-E-R-S, is not all right. That kind of behavior will send you straight to hell. I'm not a preacher. I'm just old enough now. My eyes have been opened on an awful lot of stuff. I'm in a constant state of repentance, and I apologize for hurting people's feelings, but sometimes your feelings need to be hurt. You need to understand that which you're doing that is wrong and correct it. I alluded to a friend of mine. I'm not going to say which town he lives in. It's north of where I am right now. Had a daughter that is pierced up, passed around from one guy to another. I'm sure my friend knows it. I don't think he's been one of the guys that's bedded her. And I'm trying to be adult without being profane. However, what I did find out after I did the vlog day before yesterday, she is 15 years old. No idea how long she's been sexually active. But let me, and I'm not defending her when I say this, but let me explain something that has taken place. You get on the back of a can of anything, on anything you eat and take into your system, you'll see a whole lot of different things that are listed there, chemical ingredients. And there are chemicals that when you mix them together create certain things. One thing they create is obesity. Well, I have a favorite snack. Let me get it down here. I'll see if I can find said ingredients and read them to you. These are called Frito Scoops. I like Frito corn chips. Okay, well, this one, all it says is it has vitamin D, calcium, iron, potassium, not a significant source of sugar. And all it says is ingredients are corn, corn oil, and salt. Maybe this one wasn't a good example, but a lot of the fast foods you get, a lot of the food you get that is considered normal, and I don't know any examples right off the bat, but you'll see phenylalanine, you see sodium bicarbonate, you see some have benzene in them, some have just all kinds of just unreal additives. And the problem is when you add some of those additives together, okay, it creates obesity and it causes girls to go into puberty early. Used to, a young woman would go into puberty about 13, 14 years old. Now it's happening at 8 and 9 years old. So what happens, and we're adults here watching this, used to the saying was a young man, all he's thinking about is sex and food, in that order. His testosterone increases. Well, unfortunately, one thing that has happened, a lot of these young girls, they have a sex drive on steroids, literally. So when you have that going on, it collides with everything else that they should be thinking about. I've long said this, and I'm going to say it again: children should be allowed to be children. I will sit in the parlor with the blinds open in the afternoons with my sweetheart, and I'll watch when, on days they're off out of school or when they're home from school, and I see little kids out in the driveway, out in the yard by my son Benjamin's home, and they're playing and they're just having a really grand old time. That is a great thing. It gives me joy. It gives me pleasure seeing that. And they're so silly. Well, what they're doing and what a child does when they play, it helps develop their mind. It helps them develop as a human being. And it helps them to learn things. Walking around on the ground with your shoes off in the dirt, you get germs and things in your body that you need. And, you know, little kids should be encouraged and allowed to play. I thank God every day we live where we do, because they can go out and some stranger's not going to pick them up and carry them off. A lot of that goes on. You know, I've watched programs on television where they actually promote homosexuality. They promote transgenderism. It's sick, and it's ungodly. You can scarcely turn on a television or watch anything anymore that the homosexual agenda is not pounded home at you. And it's sickening. It is so sickening, and it's not slowing down, folks. Now, I'm going to get off of here. I need to go inside the house and see my wife and see how she's doing. I worry about it. I thought I would do the vlog while I'm out here. And though I'm preachy, I'm not going to apologize for it, because some of the things, if not most of the things I'm saying, need to be said. I've already caught some grief over it. I just want to let you know that as old, ugly, and crippled as I am, I do love you with everything I've got to love you with. I love those that spitefully use me. As weird as that sounds, I've learned to do that, and I pray for them. And I pray now and hope now that you are thankful to God. I would that if you don't already have it, you get a relationship with God. Take your Bible. If you don't have one, go get one and read the Word. You read the instructions God has given us. It's something that is needed. Now, be thankful for your blessings. You are blessed. Like the sign up there says, be kind. Always be kind. Love you. God bless you, and bye.